Can everybody see the record button? We should be recording now. So thanks so much for hopping on. This is something that I was actually talking to Caitlin and probably some other people on the team about my word of the year and how that would be a good call to do. It's the beginning of the year. I know it's 23 days into the year, but it's never too late. It's never too early to go ahead and start setting a vision, creating intentional goals. So that is what tonight is going to be all about. I will tell you that Natanya did a long specific vision board call within Shine Nation. So if anybody is interested in that, then I can let you guys, I can show you that video. But we're just going to kind of touch more on, we'll go over vision boards, but what I really want to talk about is creating your word of the year and just really being intentional with your goals. So if you are faith-based, have any kind of faith, you may have heard this verse before. It's Proverbs 29:18, and that is, where there is no vision, the people perish. And whether you are, a follower of Jesus or not, read the Bible, either way, whatever side you're on, I think that message can apply to you, because where we don't have vision, you don't know where you're headed. It's your roadmap. It's your, how you know where you're headed. So vision is just so important. There we go. Trying to mute everybody. So that is really why at the beginning of the year, it's the time of New Year's resolutions, but we want to have something that is more concrete, that's going to last, that really fires us up, so that even when, I don't know how to get it back on me. Even when things happen, when it gets hard, you are still focused, you're still moving forward, because you have a vision that is stronger and deeper than whatever is trying to come against you. So that is really why we should have vision. And kind of with that, when you couple it, you want to set goals. So goals and vision kind of go together. I'd say vision is more of the, the big picture idea. And then your goals really try to break that down. So when we're setting goals, we want to set SMART goals. So I don't know if you have ever heard that term. You may have not. But SMART goals, it's going to be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. So really, you don't want to say, oh, I want to lose weight. If health or fitness is one of your big goals or visions for, your year, you want to say, okay, by February 28th, I want to lose 5 pounds so that, I can feel healthier, look better in my clothes. And I'm going to do that by exercising 30 minutes a day and eating, healthy foods that nourish my body. So that would be a SMART goal, as opposed to, I want to lose weight. It kind of puts a little punch behind it, because you're putting your why in there too. Because we know it's so easy to be derailed, to be distracted by other things that come up. So in our challenge group, we've talked about 5 F's. So, your fitness, your family, your faith, your finances, and your food. And I think those are really important areas in terms of a challenge group, just because obviously it's health and fitness. But when you're setting your vision and, when you're thinking about your word of the year, it doesn't have to just be related to this. There's so many areas of your life that are important. And, maybe some that you're like, I'm good here. I don't really need to set goals here. So just some areas you may want to consider is family, finances, health, friendships, faith, occupation, hobbies, and giving back, or, donations, things of that nature. So, of course, it's up to you to pick, if all of those are important, or if you really want to focus on a handful. That is totally up to you to pick certain areas and really create a vision or goals around those areas. I think for me, pretty much all of them I probably want to set some sort of, at least a goal in there. Are there any questions? Any, I think we should have a chat box. I've kind of forgotten how to use Zoom. It's been a while. Yeah. If you have any questions, there's a chat box, so you can type it in there, or if you want to unmute yourself and ask, definitely open to any questions or clarifications, or if you need to hear something again, just let me know. But I will keep moving on unless anybody has anything. Sorry, I have my notes over here. That's why I keep peeking over. But so when we're talking about vision boards are so powerful. And I just wanted to show you mine from last year. I haven't made my one for this year. So I'll just share my screen really quick. Again, if I can remember how to do that. Anybody know? Oh, there it is. Big button right there. All right, share screen. So can you guys see this? We're good? You see it? So this is just something that I made on PicMonkey. And I mean, this of course can be whatever you want. This is just my vision that I set last year, and a lot of these things are still important to me, or still things I want to achieve. But of course, some things did not happen last year. So, I mean, really, when you are thinking about your vision, be as big and as outrageous as you want to be, because this is your vision, and the bigger you set your goals and your vision, the better. So, again, you can just Google, like a lot of these I just Googled. Of course, that picture of me and Eric is the one we took. But, I mean, just kind of sit there and come up with what is important to you. What do you want to look at? And this is ideal if you can have this somewhere that you see every day, to just really light that fire, light that spark every day, and just keep you focused moving forward. So, of course, the number of things on there, that's totally up to you. But it's really easy to just create something that can be a reminder and be just to kind of light that spark again, because life can get pretty challenging at times, and we may forget, or things may shift around, and maybe something's not as important to you. So feel free to make it, and feel free to be flexible with it, because I mean, you're going to evolve over the year. Things are you may reach goals. You may just decide that's not really important to me anymore. So, feel free. There's no rules to this. But I'm talking about all of this because what I really want to lead up to is I have, it's an activity. I kind of did it last year. Like, intention was my word of the year, but I didn't quite go through all the prep work that I did for this year. I'm just going to stop. Okay, screen sharing. Whew. This thing is so crazy. And so I am working through a goal setting planner. They're called PowerSheets. So that's really what I'm sharing with you tonight. It's nothing I made up, but it's just some really good questions and resources that I want to share with you, because it really helps me to do the prep work and find something that was intentional and something that really fired me up. So, I mean, this first page that I made, it's really just a vision board. I just did a bunch of cutouts. It's just words that I found in magazines that really just spoke to me and what I wanted this year to look like. So that's kind of a vision board-esque situation that I did first. And it's just, of course, all of this is free range to you. So whatever you're inspired by, maybe it's a quote, maybe it's a picture, maybe it's words. Just like on here, there's inspire, organize, beauty, fun, like just things that I wanted this year to feel like, what I wanted to accomplish in this year. This was seriously really fun to do. So I would recommend grabbing a bunch of old magazines, flipping through them and finding just words or pictures or whatever that speak to you. I actually, like, I haven't done anything like that in forever, and I felt like a little kid again, and it was just like really fun to like cut that all out and then tape it into a book. You can just put on like construction paper, computer paper, you know, whatever that is, whatever medium you prefer. But then next, it was looking into what fires me up. And this was kind of hard because I feel like my days are very structured just because I have a lot on my plate, and I think all of us do. I mean, we're all very busy. We have a lot of things that we're juggling. And so it was almost kind of hard to think about, okay, what really fires me up? What do I love doing? What, you know, gives me life? And again, these are all activities like we're not going to do on this call. I want to make this, you know, short and sweet and give you the good content. But just another activity is make a list or pictures, or again, however you really like to kind of see things, and just think about things that fire you up. Is it the beach? Is it, you know, good talks with a friend, or getting coffee, or going for a run? You know, what are some things that really light that fire in you, that make you feel alive? And just like, I just kind of made a little random list of things. And these are things that, you know, say you put, like I put a massage on there. I used to have a massage membership. And that was just, I hated paying for it, but I felt so good to go. And I'm like, maybe I should do that again. But, you know, it's like, if you're putting things on here that you're like, I haven't done that in years, then you should probably be doing these things more often, sprinkling them throughout your week or throughout your months, just to be doing things that spark you up, because we can't live an intentional life, a fun life, a life that feels fulfilling to us if we're not doing the things that make us feel alive. I know how easy it is to get wrapped up in work, and then, you know, relationships and obligations and commitments and volunteering and whatever, all the things that you do, which are wonderful, but don't forget to take the time to think about, what do you want? What makes you feel alive? What fills your cup, so that you can do those other things and be able to give more. That was a really eye-opening thing. Okay, last, we're about to get into the word of the year. And this was, again, all of these activities were kind of hard for me because it required a lot of introspection and reflection. But now that I chose a word of the year, and of course this can change as things happen throughout 2017, but it just really helps to narrow my focus now and see, okay, like everything that I want to cultivate this year is kind of around this word. And I'm just going to walk you through the page that that kind of leads up to this. So if you are taking notes, this would be a good time to do that. But it just starts out, I am a blank. And she says, think beyond a job title. So I am a, when you think of that, what are you? Some things I put were like wife, dog, mom, sister, daughter, you know, whatever it is that you are. You're more than just your job title or your relationship. You're many things. And then she says, in the past, I have blank. So what is, you know, what does your past look like? For me, I had said, in the past, I have played safe and I've played small. That's not something I want to continue to do. And the next part, it says, but now I'm ready to blank. So what is it? You've done something in the past. You may have had certain ways, certain behaviors, certain whatever, but now you're ready to do something different. So what is that? And then next, I value blank. So what things do you value? What's important to you? What is at the core of your being, at the core of your heart? What do you value most? And we're getting there. Just a few more questions. Well, this isn't really a question. It's more like a writing prompt. The story of where I started to where I am now in just a few words. So what's kind of the summary of, you know, your past to what led you to where you are right now? And again, I'll feel free to take as much space or as much time to write this out, to think about it. This isn't like a quick, like one and done kind of thing. It may take a little time to kind of simmer on these questions and, you know, get some words out. I was really overwhelmed when I saw these pages, to be honest. Next, why I want to make what matters happen. So whatever it is that you say you're ready to do now, why do you want to do that? This is called PowerSheets. I'll put it in the chat too. It's by a woman. Her name's Lara Casey. She actually lives in Chapel Hill, so that's like 30 minutes from us in the Raleigh area. But I would highly recommend. They're sold out of the year-long ones, but they have 6-month ones. It's been killer. But I, of course, can help walk you through this one and see, you know, if this is something you want to get. But lastly, you're going to determine your word of the year. And this was actually something I had to think about, pray about, like really simmer on for a couple days, because I mean, there was like words that obviously like popped to my head, like flourish and empower and faith and gratitude. And those just didn't really feel, I mean, those are great words. Those are things I want to cultivate this year, but it just didn't really feel like the word. And I ended up choosing become. I want to become, you know, all these different things for this year. And so the ultimate goal of all this activity is really just to get to know yourself. So like kind of, you know, put your phone on do not disturb, on airplane mode, really sit there quietly, or, you know, if you want to play some soft music, and really think about who you are. Because I feel like for me, I am always like go, go, go. I don't really give myself a lot of time to just sit and be with my thoughts and just kind of check back in with myself, because we may be setting goals or maybe having visions that other people have given us. And those may be aligned with where you are and what you want, but they may not. And so give yourself that time to really think and reflect and make sure that what you are intending for this year is something that really is for you. Because if it's not, like, it's going to be a really long year. You're going to get burnt out. You're not going to be happy. And I mean, of course, we can't always be doing what we want, but I think when it comes to our goals and when it comes to our vision, that is 110% up to us to determine. So it's up to you to choose what that is. And no one's here to tell you what's right, what's wrong. Any of these activities, like, it's just blanks. You know, however you want to fill it in, however you see best fit, like, do whatever works best for you. So that's really, does that all make sense? Is there any questions, any concerns over it? Hopefully no concerns. But it was just something I really wanted to share with you guys, because I mean, obviously we're all, working on ourselves, on our health and fitness is, that's the obvious thing that we're working on just because, hello, beach body. But I think it's so important as, women, and a lot of us, Caitlin and other people on the team are building a business, and a lot of us are just, you have other responsibilities, other roles, and there's more to you than just obviously your health and fitness. So I just wanted to make sure that I'm sharing something that really worked well for me so far. And let me just, yeah. Any questions? Anything, any light bulb moments?
I have a question. So are there any details, like when it says in the past I have blank, or does it just mean like, you've been stagnant, or you've, like you said, you played it safe, but are there details to kind of get your mind going? Because obviously we've made mistakes in our past, or we've learned from certain things. So to kind of narrow it down to then help you eventually get to that word.
There has, like, in the pages before, there's one, like, letting go, how I feel. A lot of it's very open. So I would just kind of go with your gut. Like, on the actual page, it just says literally what I said. In the past I have. But in pages before, there's like letting go, like what are you letting go of to move forward? There's a meet your fears. So I'm afraid of blank because blank. So there's things that kind of get you thinking about the things that may have held you back or, push you off course. But really, it's very open. So I would just say, as you're kind of thinking about, like, what's the first thing that kind of comes to you? What may have been holding this? I mean, the whole thing is a goal planner. So, like, what kind of things maybe have held you back from your goals or, kept you from reaching whatever it is? One thing I really liked that I didn't share yet was we make 2 lists. One is I am saying no to whatever these things are. And then next to it, I'm saying yes to blank. So we have to make choices all the time you guys being on this call, you said yes to, pouring into yourself, to learning, to stepping out and doing something that may be a little uncomfortable. Setting goals, setting vision, that's like, ooh, like it can be scary. So those are the kind of things that you're saying yes to. But, to be here, you had to say no to other things. You had to say no to, spending time with your significant other or watching TV, so it's like, it's really important to realize that anything you say yes to, you are saying no to everything else. So you have to be very careful with those commitments and those words because, I feel like a lot of us may feel like you have to say yes to everything, but not everything deserves your yes. And you may be saying no to a lot of things too. Like you may be saying no to yourself. So just kind of, it's really made me think more before I just say yes. Because I feel like my default response is, yeah, sure, I'll be there. I'll do that. I'll, whatever it is. And you really have to slow down, pump the brakes, like really check in. And once you have that vision or that word or those goals, or hopefully all of them, you're able to line up that thing against your vision and your goals and say, okay, Susie wants to go away for the weekend, but that would mean I'm not able to XYZ, whatever it is. So it's kind of, it allows you to weigh your options and weigh your decisions a lot easier. And then it kind of gives you that, metric or whatever to be able to see, okay, this is going to move me closer to where I want to be at the end of the year, or this isn't. Does that help? Does that help you, Caitlin?
Yeah, it did a lot.
Well,
it's so true. Because then, if we're making these lists and really writing it down on paper, then it's and we've set those goals. So it's almost like, okay, set your goals first, then make those lists, and then you can match them up together and see, okay, well, in order to do this goal, what is my yes going to be? What is my no going to be?
Yeah.
And the goal could be like, I'm going to read, I just got back into reading for fun. I mean, it's not so much personal development books, but just regular books. I miss just reading for fun. And I took a bath for the first time in years a couple weeks ago and laid in the bathtub with a bath bomb and read a book. And it felt so amazing. Just little things like that. But even having that as, a silly goal because you're filling yourself up and saying, okay, well, in order to be able to take a bath and read that book, then I need to not spend so much time scrolling my news feed or, watching a TV show or little things like that. So I think it puts in your perspective when you're setting your goals and then making those lists, you can make sure they match up and they will allow you to achieve them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think like what you're saying, like reading a book or taking a bath or whatever, I fit those into the category of self-care, self-love, and that's definitely like one of my big focuses for this year because I mean, how easy, like literally one of my goals for 2017, like I made 10. One of them is love myself well. Like I have love Eric well, all these other things, but myself is on there and that's not selfish. That's like, I think the most unselfish thing you can do because you are pouring into yourself. You are giving yourself what you need so that you can go out and be your best self for others and be able to, all those commitments or all those things that you said yes to, then you can move forward in those being, happy and content and feel peace instead of like, oh gosh, like I haven't even breathed today because I've been all over putting out everyone else's fires, answering everybody else and not taking care of me. So yeah, I think those things are really important goals. They're kind of like, it seems kind of silly to put like bath or, like book on your goals, but it's important. Life is busy and it's, you don't want to get to the end of it and be like, oh, I didn't even really like enjoy my time. And that might be one of those things that fire you up. It might be one of those things where reading a really good book just makes me feel happy and alive and I enjoy my time doing it. So things like that. Definitely anything of that nature, do more of it. Take the time for you. Build it into your schedule, build it into your thing, and it will really encourage you, like you said, to be more intentional with your time because it's like, okay, maybe you need to accomplish some other goal. Like, oh, we got 10 minutes left because I'm on the free Zoom. Like for us that are working the business, it's like, okay, maybe I need to, get my power hour done or check in with my team first before I can do those other things. So instead of watching TV or, scrolling your Facebook feed or just doing whatever other activity, like time sucker activity, you're going to be more focused on the one thing so you can get to the other thing that really fires you up. Sorry, long-winded. I just went with that. Are there any other questions or clarifications that you guys need? Anything that you're wondering or wanting to add to the conversation? I'm sure everybody else that watches this later will definitely benefit from it. So,
I think it's really cool to reflect back. You mentioned reflecting back on things so that you can move forward.
yeah.
And I think that's one of the biggest things I'll probably be doing is because this past 2016 was literally like the worst year ever for me. So I think I'm going to take some time to really think, where did we go wrong? To try to push forward because I already feel so much better than I did before, but it's a lot about just saying yes without really thinking about the consequences of saying yes to all of the things. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's really important to kind of do some really honest reflection and not just think, oh, well, that's just my personality. Like, no, you should maybe,
Yeah, you had a crazy busy year, and you probably didn't have a lot of time to do those things that really fire you up and give you life. You were so busy, and you were doing great things, but when we don't slow down, it's like, whoa, you get to the end of the year and you're like, oh my gosh, like what just happened? And the thing I've been reading, I would recommend Present Over Perfect. It's by Shauna. I don't know how to say her last name, but I just finished that book, and there was a lot of eye-opening just moments. She talks about God, about faith, so morning there, but I mean, I like that stuff. But it was all about just simplifying. And instead of feeling like, sorry, my hood, I don't know what to do with it. She is like, she's a writer. She was speaking a lot, and she has a family, 2 little boys and her husband. And basically it's a lot of like personal stories and stuff, but she realized like she was so busy being everywhere, doing everything, saying yes to everything, she looked successful from the outside, but the things most important to her, her family, herself, her relationships, those were crumbling because she was gone all the time. She was saying yes to so many things that weren't her innermost, of importance. So I would definitely recommend that book. I just finished it, and it was really good. I'm reading Grace, Not Perfection now. I have a theme, I guess, lately. No perfect. We don't need to do everything. Although for so long, you kind of get both sides, like hustle, like, work, sleep is for the weak. You can sleep when you're dead, all those kind of like, you get that vibe. And then I'm really trying to get into the vibe of simple and doing your best and progress and, doing what's important to you. So I'm more on that side. There's times for hustle, but those should be like little, spurts, not your whole life hustling. But yeah, thanks for adding that. That was good. So I would just say I have some next steps down here that I thought about. I did this all at work today. Sorry, but I just was flowing. So I would just say your next steps, set your goals if you haven't already, and create that vision board. So I'm not sure if there's really a right order. Maybe for you, you'd rather set the goals and then that might lead into your vision, or you may want to do the big picture and break those down to goals. So I'm not going to give you I would just say whatever works best for you. I think it's important to have both, just because your vision is like that big picture, that, overarching themes. And then your goals are those really concrete things that you're going to break down into action steps and move forward in this year to help get to that vision. So your vision, you might want to do it just for 2017, or you might want to do it for, kind of long term. Again, that's totally up to you. It's all however works best. But, and then also just identify your word of the year. So that might go with your vision. You might come up with it as you're thinking through your vision or through your goals, or it may take some time that you're kind of just reflecting on it. So all of this, there's really no time frame. Some people move really fast through it. Some people, it takes you a little while. It's hard. It's not easy questions. It's not easy to kind of think back, and depending on how crazy or how far removed you are from kind of getting to know yourself again, it may take you longer, and that's totally okay. It's just about the progress and getting there eventually. But I would also recommend another book, if you have not already read it, called The Miracle Morning. This book, it's a really pretty easy read. It's not very long, but it's just all about, it's again being intentional, mostly with your mornings. So your morning sets the tone for the day, and I'm still not perfect at mornings. A lot of times I wake up too late, but I know what my ideal morning looks like, and I know, if I can get this done, it makes the rest of my day better. So that was a really good book. It's really encouraging. he has a pretty crazy story that is just like, how did you even overcome that? But I would definitely recommend the Miracle Morning. And again, I mentioned in the beginning of this, if you want something more in depth of a vision board call, like if you don't really know, you can ask me, but I would recommend watching the Shine call. And if you don't have access to that, I can get you the YouTube link. Natan, it was like an hour and a half call. I started watching the beginning at work, and I was like, whoa, it's long. But she really goes in depth with that. So that's why I didn't really want to go too in depth here. But yeah, so that's really all I got. Are there any other questions or anything you want to share? No? Okay. Well, yeah, work through this at your own pace. And whenever you're done, if you want to share it in the group or just share it with me, I would really love to see what your vision looks like, what your goals look like, because I can help you, if you need help formulating action steps or anything that you need, I'm here to help you. So thank you so much for hopping on tonight. This was fun. And I know it will really bless everybody else on the team. And it's going to be an awesome year. 2017, we're starting it off right. So thank you.
Thank you. It was awesome.
Thanks. I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.